We can start, Mr. Gончаренко. Trump's freeze on U.S. foreign aid has left a lot of Ukraine-based humanitarian projects without funding. You know that. There are organizations in Ukraine that support veterans, local media, healthcare, and they are affected now. They are with big problems now.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I need to underline that military support is not affected by this. It's not about military support. It's about projects of U.S. Agency on International Development. And yes, there are a number of humanitarian projects there which are now suspended. We know that there is a call from State Department officials and bureaucrats, I could say, who addressed new Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio, to exclude Ukraine from this ban. We will see the result. In any way, 90 days, it's not eternity, so 90 days will quickly pass. And I hope that the United States will continue to help us in realizing all these very important humanitarian projects.
Mr. Zelensky and Trump, did they discuss this issue?
I don't know. I can't
okay,
comment what I don't know. But I think that for Mr. Trump it was important to reiterate and reassess all the projects and the ways the money are spent. So, but it can be done probably quicker than 90 days because with Ukraine, most of the projects are very clear and really very needed, and nobody can say that it is something unclear.
Yeah. You know the plan during the election campaign, Mr. Trump's plan to end war
in 24 hours.
24 hours. Now he's not mentioning that at all.
24 hours already passed.
Yes, of course. So what do you
now
expect?
We heard the 100 days from Mr. Kellogg. From Mr. Kellogg. Also, we have a lot of leaks to media about 100 days. Really, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to make any speculations because I really don't know. We see that, so I see good steps from President Trump. What steps do I mean? The tone he took with Russia. It's good because he's saying either you will go to negotiation table or you will pay a huge price and so on. This is the right tone because Russia itself will never go. Putin will never go to any negotiations, only if he will be made to go. That's the only way. Second is very good when President Trump is speaking about oil price, because that is something which influences Russia enormously. Because Russia, the only way for Russia to continue this war and to finance this war is oil price and selling of its oil. So if Trump will be effective in dropping down the oil price, that would be a very important step and very good step. So this is good. But what are next steps? We don't know. We know that Trump is preparing some kind of a phone call with Putin. When it will happen, I don't know. Probably after this, there will be some meeting between Trump and Putin. Again, we don't know. Yeah. So we are looking forward. We have hopes. We have concerns. We will see how it will develop.
Yes. What is for you unacceptable? What are the red lines?
Again, I can speak only on behalf of myself.
Of course.
As a member of the parliament and Ukrainian citizen.
Yes.
For me, unacceptable is recognition in any way of Ukrainian occupied territories as Russian.
Yes.
That's unacceptable. Any ideas about limiting of Ukrainian army and defense capabilities, because it's very easy. There is Ukrainian army, there is Ukraine. We know this for sure. There is no Ukrainian army, there is no Ukraine. So that is clear for us. Third is security guarantees. We need guarantees which show why should we believe that Russia will not attack again. Because for Russia nothing has changed. They still want to destroy Ukraine, and not just about Ukraine, but as a step for next attacks on Europe. So nothing has changed for them. So we need to understand why they will not do this. What are the guarantees of this? So probably and sanctions, and that Russia should be under sanctions till they occupy even 1 centimeter of Ukrainian territory. This is very important. I think, for me personally, these are red lines.
Trump, you know that, is unpredictable. It's interesting that he extended sanctions on Russia. And Kaja Kallas, the EU foreign policy chief, I'm going to quote her, said, "This will continue to deprive Moscow, regarding the sanctions, of revenues to finance its war.
Yeah.
Russia needs to pay for the damage they are causing."
Yeah.
Kaja Kallas.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Words from Kaja Kallas, and Trump is right when he's saying that he can increase sanctions against
Yes.
Russia. He calls tariffs or anything. But so this is the right way to speak with Putin.
And Trump also threatens Putin with taxes, tariffs, with
Yeah,
bigger
but I mean,
sanctions.
tariffs, Russia almost selling nothing to United States. The last, I think, more or less significant is Iran. That's all. So the fact that United States will put tariffs will not be so important as, for example, if Mr. Trump will continue to put sanctions on Russian shadow fleet, which administration of Biden finally started the last days of in the White House, and that can be very, very effective against Russia.
It was very interesting, and we were surprised, the world was surprised, when Trump urged Putin to settle now and stop this ridiculous war, quoting. Because
he was saying this throughout the whole campaign.
Yes,
presidential campaign. Nothing new from President Trump.
Yes,
here.
but he kept close ties with Putin.
I never believed in this.
You didn't believe that?
I never believed that Trump is a friend of Putin. I think it's ridiculous. Donald Trump is a friend of Donald Trump, and he's representative of American voters. That's all. And I will never believe and imagine that President of the United States can be a friend of Putin, who hates the United States of America.
Yes.
And he is clear about this.
Yes.
He is always saying this war against Ukraine is not the war against Ukraine. He calls this the war against the West, Anglo-Saxons, the United States and its proxies. So that's what he's telling. He is so clear about this. How any American leader can be any friend to a person who hates.
That was the perception.
Yeah, I think it was false perception. And I always was sure about this. It's because Trump is saying, I like Putin, I can speak with him, but he's saying I like Kim Jong-un and I like President Xi, but I will leverage China. So when Trump is saying I like somebody, it doesn't mean he really likes them or that he likes them in the way we think. I mean, he means that they are nice guys to speak about, but to speak with, but he's not gonna change his interests and follow their interest.
Do you believe that it's possible to end the war in 100 days as Trump is?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yes? How?
If he will do what he said. If he will threaten Russia with more sanctions, with the oil price drop, Putin will not have any other option than to go to negotiations. Yes.
And he will negotiate with Trump, with Putin directly, or what do you think?
It's hard to say the format. It can be Trump, Putin, Zelensky. It can be Trump, Putin, Zelensky, and I don't know, Macron. I don't know. Me personally, I would like to see Europeans there too. It's very important. But I don't know how it will happen. I also think that it's possible that there will be for example, when we're speaking about the end of the war, many people are saying, okay, what will be said in the peace treaty? I don't think there will be peace treaty.
No.
Because I can't imagine how it will look like. Russians are not going to liberate our territories now. We will never accept this is Russian. What can be said in peace treaty? I can't understand. I think it's more possible that there will be kind of, when it was with the grain corridor, where it was a treaty between Ukraine, Turkey, and United Nations on our one side, and on the other side, Russia, Turkey, and United Nations. But there was no direct Ukraine-Russia treaty about anything. For me, hard to imagine this treaty. So probably it will be more these kind of things, but I don't know.
What is better to have on the table, Americans or Europeans?
Both.
Both?
We need both.
Okay, yes.
We need both because Americans are very important for security guarantees. There's a huge military power, which Russia is afraid of. Europeans are important because we're speaking about security of Europe. And that's why.
German side, French side?
German, French, it doesn't matter. I don't know.
It doesn't matter for you?
No, I mean, it should be European side.
Yeah.
Maybe EU, maybe EU institutions, Ursula von der Leyen, Kaja Kallas, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter, but it should be a European position.
Position on the table.
Yeah.
And the last question, Finland and Sweden were preparing for a war, you know that they were...
If you want peace,
yes,
you should prepare for war. That's so easy, but this formula is 100% right in these times. And in general, if Europe wants to survive this turbulence, Europe should be strong. And army, we should have European army, we should be a really strong military production and everything else. And even we can't just count on the United States of America. That's not the right thing to do. We should be self-reliant.
United.
United and self-reliant.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.